Hello and welcome to Just Pauses. Almost everybody around us seems so busy. Do you sense it too? Of course, being busy is good and is healthy. And yes, livelihoods have to be earned. And people are busy commuting, busy in attending meetings, busy in solving complex problems. But then here, I'm tempted to repeat a favorite line of mine. Somewhere between too little and too much lies joy. It is true that a lot of us, though busy, also spend hours scrolling endlessly and aimlessly, chatting, gossiping, and even hanging out for hours, after which we feel no real joy. A little free time to do nothing and to spend it with oneself or to do something that brings joy is a must for no other person or purpose but for our own selves. Ask people about the last time they enjoyed a book on a comfy chair, or ask if they have visited their city's renovated museum, or have attended an exhibition or an expo lately, or have played Scrabble or Carom, or have painted or written something, or are engaged in any voluntary work. The reply usually is, "What are you talking about? There is no time to breathe. The daily schedule is so tight." Tell people the benefits of sitting in silence for 5 minutes daily, and the reply is, "Life is so hectic, there is just no time." There is this small episode widely shared, though most likely not a documented one, but rather just a parable from the life of the American industrialist Henry Ford. Henry Ford was famous for paying the highest salaries in the industry. It is believed that one day a journalist asked him, "Mr. Ford, who is the highest paid person in your company?" Ford smiled and took him on a tour of the enormous factory. There were workers everywhere, machines roaring, bells ringing, elevators going up and down. It was a perfectly organized chaos. In the middle of that, there was a small closed office. Mr. Ford knocked on the door, and inside a man sat comfortably in a chair, feet on the table, hat over his eyes, apparently doing nothing. The man lifted his hat slightly and said, "Hey, Henry, everything good?" Mr. Ford nodded with a grin, closed the door, and kept walking. The journalist was curious. "Who is that man?" "Well, he is the highest paid employee in the company." The journalist could not believe. "But what does he actually do?" "He does nothing. He comes in, sits down, and thinks." And then Mr. Ford added, "I hired him to think of new systems, of new models of cars. He relaxes, reflects, and sends me his ideas. I turn them into reality and make millions." Ideas are worth more than anything, but to have them, you need time, silence, and mental space. If you are busy all the time, you will never create something new. And that is why I pay him to think. Well, isn't it true that a lot of very good ideas and recipes of successes emerged either when the minds were very free or relaxed? When and the list is not confined to Archimedes or Newton or Einstein. The Harvard Business Review says a large number of valuable work related inventions and patents were conceived by employees during their personal leisure time, such as while taking a walk or a bath. Even countless works of literature, art, and music are the result of free moments and relaxed minds. Whether a musical tune or the periodic table, whether the theory of relativity or the principles of analytical geometry, whether the idea of a novel or the idea of how to swing the golf club the right way, a large number of ideas have come during daydreaming or sleeping or walking or bathing. Can you think of any idea or episode born out of very busy schedules which led to some great results? Most of whom the world calls as superachievers also do spend time alone, thinking. As for instance, Warren Buffett reads for over 4 hours a day, while Bill Gates finishes about 2 books a week. While George W. Bush used to paint, Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, plays cricket and makes pizza from the scratch. Julia Roberts and Meryl Streep take out time, despite their busy schedules, to knit. These days, even the adult coloring books have taken the world by storm. Sometimes the schedules are really hectic, and yet those who decide to, they do manage that me time. Our own Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, for example, works for more than 18 hours a day and does not take a single day off. He has hundreds of thoughts, strategies, concerns, and calculations scrambling for attention in his mind, possibly all the time, and yet he manages to tweet about all that which intrigues him. He manages to keep himself updated on everything. He takes out time for yoga. He reads whenever he can, possibly during traveling. He pens poems and is fond of photography, and he loves to be with people. A little small walk, yoga, a little reading, a few minutes to listen to or play music, or paint, or cook, or play, or take long, relaxed baths. Anything is fine. Sitting still and staring out from a window is perfect too. But just take out 5-10 minutes daily to be with yourself. And if possible, fill those minutes with silence. Clear the noise, the people, and the chaos, and see the difference. Thank you.